Well, here we are. This is the new 2025 Cube Lightning Aero C68X race road bike. And in this episode, I will give you the buyer's guide for this bike, and also I will tell you some of my likes and dislikes about this Aero road bike. So as you can see, it's a mouthful of bike names for this Cube Lightning Aero bike, and I think Cube should work a little bit on the naming of their bikes. Okay, this thing aside, so this Cube Lightning Aero has a retail price of 5,300 hard-earned British pounds or euros. And of course, this is not a small amount of money. It is a pretty expensive bike, but we will see when we dive into the specifications what do you really get for your hard-earned money. And I will also make a brief comparison with the biggest competitor in Europe, in my opinion, and this is going to be the Canyon Aeroad CF SLX 8 Di2 road bike, which currently has a retail price of 6,000 British pounds. So it's going to be very interesting to compare these two Aero road bikes. So let's first answer the question about this Cube bike. Who is this bike for? So when you look at this Cube bike, you can immediately see it's a fast bike. As soon as you look at the frame and the fork and handlebar stem components, you immediately see that everything is optimized to go as fast as possible in a straight line. So this is a typical Aero road bike. So you can see immediately how the tubes are very deep on this bike, how the rear wheel goes very deep into the seat tube, and how also the fork is nicely aerodynamically optimized. So if you want to go as fast as possible in a straight line and you want to minimize your drag on a bike, then definitely this Cube Lightning Aero is the machine for you. So speaking about this frame and the fork, so this is the carbon fiber C68X carbon fiber, as Cube calls it, carbon fiber fork and carbon fiber frame. And as far as I know, Cube's carbon fiber frames still come with the 5 years warranty, which is, pretty decent, nothing special. Some other manufacturers, of course, can offer you a lifetime warranty, like Specialized Trek Giant. So it would be nice if at some point Cube would also move to the lifetime warranty on their carbon fiber frames. Also, this carbon fiber frame, as you can see, heavily aerodynamically optimized, internally routed cables, press fit bottom bracket, and also 12mm through axles front and back. So it ticks all these boxes if you want to have a fast bike, Aero fast bike. Also, when you look at the handlebar and the stem, this is a one-piece carbon fiber handlebar and the stem. Of course, this is done for the aerodynamic reasons, to minimize the drag, but also here you just have to be careful when you are testing this bike and trying it for yourself that this combination of the stem length and the handlebar width is going to be fine for you. Since this is a one-piece carbon fiber, it's not so easy to replace in the future. If you want to, change, for example, the width of your handlebars, you will definitely have to buy a whole new one-piece carbon fiber, or if you want to change it to a double piece, so separate piece for handlebar and the stem, again, it is possible, but your local mechanic will have to do a lot of work on it and probably it's going to cost you a lot of money. So this is the downside of these one-piece handlebars and the stem. Also, when you look at the seat post on the bike, classical carbon fiber seat post, aerodynamically optimized, all the good stuff here. And the saddle is from the Cube's own production. I'm not expecting here anything special with this saddle, but worst case scenario, if you don't like this saddle, it's going to be very easy to replace it in the future. Okay, moving on to the group set on this bike. So what are you going to get? So this is the excellent Shimano Ultegra Di2 group set. So it is an electronic 12-speed group set, and they didn't cut corners here. So shifters, front mech, rear mech, everything is Shimano Ultegra Di2. Also, the chain rings on this bike double chainrings at the front. The whole crankset is the Shimano Ultegra. Again, no cutting corners. And these chainrings are 5236 at the front. And this is paired with the Shimano Ultegra cassette, 1130 cassette. So you see, even here, when it's an 1130 cassette, definitely it's not, geared towards climbing any steep mountains. If you live in a mountainous area, then I would suggest you to at some point change this cassette to 1132, for example. As it is now, 1130, proper cassette for going as fast as possible. And this chain, this is the Shimano's 12-speed chain. You can always use any 12-speed Shimano compatible chains, so don't worry if this is a Shimano Ultegra chain, or is it, for example, a Shimano XT chain from the mountain bike world. All of it is going to be fine. Generally speaking, Shimano's Ultegra Di2 Groupset, absolutely stunning, works perfectly fine, there's no complaints here. I have to mention here that this bike also comes with the Shimano's power meter. So this is the single-sided power meter on this bike. On one hand, it is very nice that they have included a power meter, but on another hand, I've heard a lot of stories that Shimano's power meters are not as precise as Shimano claims to be, so this is probably not the best solution when it comes to the power meters on the market. It is what it is. It's not like you're going to be taking out this power meter and then buying a new power meter, but you're kind of stuffed with this Shimano's own power meter, which is not the best solution on the market. Okay, moving on to the wheels on this bike, wheels and tires. So this wheel set is the Newman carbon fiber wheel set, and this is specifically the Newman Stream carbon fiber wheel set. Newman is the kind of in-house brand of cube bikes. So this carbon fiber wheel set, you can expect it to be approximately 1,400 grams, 60 millimeters at the front, 66 millimeters at the back, depth of the rim, and also internally this is 22 millimeters. Classical tubeless ready hooked wheel set. The hubs on the wheel set are the Fade RCS hubs. I'm not so sure about these hubs, I've never used them. I hope they will be reliable. And I just have to mention here that if when you see these images of this Stream Sprint Vonoa carbon fiber wheel set, it is the same family as the Stream carbon fiber wheel set on the bike, but these wheel sets come with these very nicely aerodynamically optimized spokes, but this is not the case on the bike that you buy. So this bike comes with, as I'm seeing here, different classical rounded spokes, probably 24 of them front and the back, or 21 at the front, 24 at the back. So definitely a bit different from the wheel set that you could buy directly from Newman. That's why I said that probably the weight is going to be closer to 1,400 grams for this Newman carbon fiber wheel set on this cube bike. Also, the tires that they are including are superb Continental GP5000 STR tire. This is a 28mm tire front and the back, and also keep in mind that this is the maximum width of the tire that you can use on this cube bike. I think that 28mm tires are perfectly fine. You will have enough air volume in that tire, and your bike ride is going to be as smooth as possible. And this is probably also a bit of limitation of these carbon fiber wheels, as they are probably externally they could be something like 30mm wide. I'm not so sure, but probably that's also the limitation why the tires are about 28mm max to fit with this wheel set and with this carbon fiber frame and the fork. I mean, all in, I'm pretty impressed with this Newman Stream carbon fiber wheels, and the rough weight of 1,400 grams for a tubeless wheel set. Totally fine. There's definitely no special complaints from me in this department. Also, talking about the braking system on the bike, this is the Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes front and the back, superb brakes, and also they didn't cut corners here. Braking rotors are 160mm both front and the back, and both of these rotors are the Shimano Ultegra RT800 braking rotors. Stunning braking performance, excellent heat dissipation, so everything absolutely top notch in this instance. So when you consider this bike for the a retail price of 5,300 British pounds, and also you have two paint schemes on offer. One is this, classical cube combination of white, red and blue, and then you have a pretty standard old blacked out bike. I think it's an extremely good offer from Cube, and they have really nailed the price for this Aero road bike. So I can only mention a few dislikes as it is now on this bike. So the first thing is inclusion of this Shimano power meter, which is not the best solution of the market. For example, if they included the 4i power meter, would be a better option. And a second thing is you have to be sure that this one piece carbon fiber handlebar and the stem will be the right fit for you, so the right width of the handlebar and the right length of the stem. So you need to try this at any Cube dealer that you can, just to make sure that this fit is correct for you. So these are the only small little complaints, again considering that the retail price is 5,300 British pounds or 5,300 euros. And I also mentioned here that the biggest competitor for this Cube bike is definitely going to be the Canyon Aeroad CF SLX 8 Di2, which has a retail price of 6,000 British pounds. So basically there is a 700 British pounds difference between these two bikes, which is a huge difference in my opinion. And this, Canyon bike is a very similar recipe, so aerodynamically optimized carbon fiber frame and fork with the press fit bottom bracket with carbon fiber seat post and one piece handlebar and the stem. Although I have to mention here that with the Canyon you can adjust a bit the width of the handlebar. They have some of their proprietary systems, I think they call it now PACE system, so the width can be adjusted a bit. And also the Groupset Shimano Ultegra Di2 fully, so shifters front mech, rear mech, Shimano Ultegra crankset, Shimano Ultegra cassette, and also Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes front and the back. And the main difference is of course going to be the wheel set. So this is the DT Swiss Arc 1400 carbon fiber wheel set. Again, it is a stunning wheel set with stunning DT Swiss hubs, but I would expect it to be a little bit heavier than that Newman Stream wheel set, maybe 100 grams heavier than Newman. And also Continental GP 5000 tires here, so it's a very, very similar build as that Cube bike. Also, when it comes to the weight, I think this Canyon Aeroad is going to be a bit lighter than the Cube. For the Cube, in some kind of size 56, it seems to me is going to be about 8 kilograms, kind of ready-to-ride bike. For this Canyon, we are probably speaking about, in some of my estimates and everything I know, maybe it's going to be another 300 grams lighter than that Cube bike, but there's not much in it, and I wouldn't be so worried if it's 200-300 grams plus minus between these two bikes. You definitely won't feel that difference when you are riding. So at 5,300 euros or British pounds, this Cube Lightning Aero is a stunning offering from Cube, because even the main competitor Canyon is asking 6,000 British pounds for their Canyon Aeroad bike CF SLX 8. So definitely Cube has a very, very good niche with this price point and with this bike. So this is gonna be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, keep on watching, keep on liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers.